teacher here in Eldridge at Ed White.
I'm Gabby Miles, and I'm the preschool teacher at Children's Choice.
I'm Lori Moran, and I'm the preschool teacher at Neil Armstrong.
Hi, I'm Natalie Cruz, and I'm a teacher at Eldridge Preschool.
Heather Suarez, teacher at Eldridge Preschool.
And so as we get into our presentation tonight, we'll talk a little bit about what the typical day looks like at our different preschools. We do have some of them, as you heard, are based in our schools. Some of them are with our community partners as well. So we'll talk about some of those differences that we have with those two. Here at North Scott, we've got this saying that we like to go with, growing greatness. We're a district of choice in which to learn, work, and live. Our goal is always students who are career and college ready. And even though we're here for preschool, we talk about that like getting started right away. The sooner that we've got students in classrooms, in our schools working with teachers, the better. So that's why our 4-year-old program is such a great thing for us to be able to get students into our buildings right away. And really just building that passion for lifelong learning, and also just building those collaborative partnerships. You'll hear us talk about some of our community partners that we work with too. We really talk about how all of us work together here at North Scott. And we do have such a large district here that it is kind of cool that we're able to bring everybody together. So again, as I was saying, the importance of preschool, really by age 5, research shows that a child's brain is already 90% developed. And so that means the sooner that we get them into learning environments and expose them to text and writing and play and dramatic play and working on those social skills, the better. And so again, just those high quality learning environments that we can get them to is something that we can provide. And as young as 4 years old, that's a huge thing for us here. So tonight we're going to talk about just what our statewide voluntary preschool programming entails, where our locations are within the district, what that typical day of preschool looks like, registration, and then questions from families. So without further ado, we'll kind of jump into some of this. Maybe. So you'll see the letters SWVPP, that's 4-year-old preschool. So across the state of Iowa, it's the statewide voluntary preschool program, and the goal of it was to provide more opportunities for young children to access quality preschool. And so for us to be able to offer it both in our school buildings and alongside our community partners is a huge thing for having students start earlier and earlier. The program itself was started in 2007. Today, over 26,000 students participate statewide. 323 out of 333 school districts in the state participate in that. And that was actually last year's number. I wouldn't be surprised if that number is closer to almost 100% of our districts that take part in that. So it is a statewide program, which means that we've got statewide regulations and guidelines that we follow with it. And again, it kind of helps with that equity of learning that we'd like to see. So what our 4-year-old preschool program offers, it can guarantee a licensed teacher in early childhood, a minimum of 10 hours. So all of our buildings, all of our sites offer a minimum of 10 hours for free. Some of the other sites, our community partners, they'll talk about it a little bit later. Outside of that 10 hours, if there's like daycare or other services, those might have like a fee included with them, but the 10 hours is guaranteed for sure. Working with our community, high program standards. All of our teachers spend a lot of time collaborating. Actually, weekly, all of our teachers get together. They look at the different preschool standards that we work on. We take part in professional development, looking at early childhood development, especially literacy skills is a big thing that we're working on, and a teacher-to-student ratio of 1 to 10. So again, those licensed teachers with their early childhood endorsement, a strict teacher-to-student ratio, 10 to 1. As capped by the state, there's never more than 20 students in a classroom. So again, that's one of those nice things that, when we talk about class sizes and keeping that in mind, per the state, we can't have more than 20 students per a preschool section. That really helps make sure that we can provide service to all of our students and kind of keep that great ratio of student to teacher. And there's always an aide in the classroom as well too. So you've got at least 2 adults in each classroom. So again, that's going to be that trained paraprofessional that's in there with the teacher. That ongoing professional development. Every week our preschool teachers do meet together, again, for that professional development that works together with our district. They look at data weekly to make those educational decisions. We maintain a highly qualified status with the state, which is verified each year with a desk audit that's completed just to make sure that we're kind of in compliance with all the different things required with the program. Providing adequate space and facilities, and then again using some research-based curriculum and assessments. And our teachers will talk a little bit about some of those programs and what that instruction looks like during the day. So in our district here, we've got 3 school buildings which offer the 4-year-old preschool program. Here in Eldridge, that's Ed White. And so that would be Libby Dries, who introduced herself earlier. And Ed White offers both AM and PM sessions. And one thing that I'll point out too, for our school month, it is Tuesday through Friday. So there is not 4-year-old preschool on Mondays. That's when our teachers are doing their prep and their professional development. So within the schools, it's a 4-day-a-week program, and you do either AM or PM. Neil Armstrong out in Parkview, that's going to be Lori Murray, who introduced herself earlier. Same thing, they've got the AM and the PM session. And then Grissom out in Princeton, that was Mrs. Studding. And we have just the AM session out there. One thing that Virgil Grissom does have that our other 2 buildings do not is we do have daycare, childcare during the day. Ed White has one that starts like before school and then also has it after school hours. Virgil Grissom has one that goes throughout the day. So that's one thing that is nice is that noontime, some of our Grissom kids then go down the hallway to daycare as well. Our 2 community partners are based here in Eldridge. That would be Children's Choice and Eldridge Preschool. And when they come up to talk about their programs, they've got a little bit more flexibility with how their scheduling looks. They do offer Monday through Friday days, AM and PM sessions, as well as childcare with theirs. So I'll let them talk a little bit more about theirs, just because their scheduling looks a little different than ours. But that does give us a lot of choice within our district, having 5 different sites that we can look at for providing 4-year-old preschool. So I'm going to have our teachers come up here and tell us a little bit more about what a day in preschool looks like.
Hi everybody, I'm Libby. I am the teacher at Ed White. We're just going to kind of go over some of the things that we focus on during our daily activities in preschool. So during our arrival routines, we focus on growing that independence, so they're learning how to put their materials away, picking up their coats, their backpacks, find where their folders need to go, where they need to be at in the classroom right when they get there. Large group, we focus on a lot of literacy skills, read-alouds. We also do large group math. Small groups is a time we can really hone in on specific skills. We can focus on more of those literacy, math standards. Center time, we have all different play areas in our rooms. We have kitchens, blocks, building, math, science, library. Is that similar? Art, yep. So they get to pick where they like to play at. That's typically between 30 minutes to 45 minutes during their preschool day. And then we have snack and also outdoor time. Some additional activities, like at Ed White, we go to library, and we also have the bookmobile come a couple times a month. We also go on field trips throughout the school year. And I know some of the other buildings, they have guidance as well. So some of our curriculums that we focus on, we have Haggerty's, which really hones in on those phonemic awareness skills. We have Read It Again, which is our read aloud story curriculum. And then we have Engage New York Math, which we can use for activities to focus on some math skills. And then for assessment, we use Teaching Strategies Gold.
All right, I'm going to have Eldridge Preschool come on up at this time to talk about their site, and then I'll have Children's Choice talk about theirs as well.
Okay. I'm Natalie Cruz. I'm one of the teachers and one of the owners of the Eldridge Preschool.
Heather Suarez. I teach in the green room on Monday through Friday mornings.
Elisa Haight, and I'm one of the owners that I also teach 4-year-old preschool on Monday through Fridays in the morning. And we have a couple teachers as well that aren't here. Just to talk a little bit about our program, most of the kids, not all that attend our classes, are in a preschool class, and then they some do child care. We're open 6 in the morning till 5:30 at night. We have, it seems confusing, but it's a benefit to parents. We have a lot of different options as far as flexibility with schedules and that. As long as we know ahead of time, we're able to work your schedule out and meet your needs, meet to the best of your needs. So Monday, Wednesday, Friday, we have an 8:15 to 12:15 class. We have 2 of those that are for the that participate in the voluntary 4-year-old program, and we, Lisa and myself, teach as well. We have 2 certified paras in our class with our classes. Monday through Friday is Heather's class. We call it the green room, and she has a certified para in her class as well. Those kids may come at, example, they might come at 6:30 in the morning, then they'll do breakfast, child care, they'll rotate to preschool class at 8 o'clock, and then rotate out at noon for lunch, and then do the child care activities in the PM. Monday through Thursday, this is at 8:15 to 3 o'clock class. This is more, we use it as a 4-year-old option for maybe an older 4-year-old, more of a pre-K type class. And then the Monday through Thursday, 12:15 to 3 o'clock, I think this is my mistake. I should have told Kyle, we're not offering that this year. It just, we're not. It just works out better if we get the kids, because a lot of them need a rest in the afternoon. So like I said, we're all licensed teachers. We are licensed with the Department of Human Services, and we offer full-time, part-time child care and preschool-only classes, and we are currently registering right now. And our class sizes don't have 17 kids, so we fully meet the ratio of 1 to 10 people.
Thank you. Let Gabby come up and tell us about Children's Choice.
Similar to Eldridge Preschool, we do childcare also. We're open 5:30 to 6. Childcare is not required, obviously, to participate in preschool, so if you were to just come for that. Those times are 8:30 to 11 for the morning and 12:30 to 3, and we do Tuesday through Friday as well. We try to keep Mondays like similar schedules if your kid does go there for daycare too, so it's not out of their routine. Childcare is in a separate room, so when they're not with us in preschool, they'll be in the other 4-year-old room. So yeah, the preschool hours are free, and then the childcare hours, the price is vary for that.
At the end of the meeting too, if you're interested in either Eldridge Preschool or Children's Choice, they'll hang around and you can kind of ask them some of those specific questions with their programs too. So just some successes that we've had with the program. Again, as I talked about, just early childhood education, getting students into the school building, getting them started. We've got 5 different places here in the North Scott community that we are able to offer this 4-year-old program. And because our teachers all work together, we are able to provide that equity for those students. So, really what we like to say is, it shouldn't matter what your area code is, you're still receiving that great education. And then it serves a good transition into kindergarten or pre-K because our teachers do work closely with our pre-K and our kindergarten teachers. We're really able to make that a smooth transition, communicate with them, make sure that there's that continuity there. Another thing that it does for kindergarten is it makes it more rigorous. So if you're going into kindergarten without any school background, not having been in the school setting, there's a lot of catching up that you're doing, both socially and academically. And so by getting into school, by having that 4-year-old preschool year, you're really getting a good head start there to have a good basis for going into kindergarten and just make that more rigorous. Again, that just gives us more data on those incoming kindergarten students, as well as a head start just on getting all that health screening, immunizations, all those things, starting to build up that paperwork that if you've ever done kindergarten roundup or enrolled a new student, can be a bit of a headache. So it just gives you a head start on working on some of those things too. It just allows us to have a better pulse on who we've got coming through our schools and how we can serve our families. Just some additional information. So one of the biggest questions that we always have is regarding transportation. So for the 4-year-old program, transportation is not offered unless it is an existing bus route. So if maybe you have an older sibling that's riding the bus already going to that site, then they would be able to tag along and get on the bus with that student. Or if like your neighbor is going there and the bus is going by, that's perfect. What we can't do is reroute to like a whole new bus route for a 4-year-old preschool student. We can pick up along the way if it's an existing route, but we're not able to create those new routes for that. And because we only have that half day, either the AM or the PM, we can only provide either that morning bus ride to school or that afternoon bus ride home. Some years in the past, there has been some midday transportation, but that's not something that we're ever able to guarantee, and those have been under circumstances of having an existing midday bus route. So that is one thing. I'm always happy to answer questions on that one, but that midday transportation, that's not something that we can guarantee, and it's usually something like last minute that we're able to get situated like in August. So I don't want that to be something that people kind of bank on because we can't always guarantee that. Home visits, the first week of school, preschool, their first day is usually about a week after everybody else gets started with the school year. So if you've got older siblings, they're going to have their first day of school, and then about a week later, preschool is going to have their first day of school. The reason why we do that is because we're going to have those home visits where our preschool teachers will be checking in, filling out a questionnaire, kind of doing an interview, getting to know the family, getting to know the student, and just kind of building that relationship there. We also like to have one family night at some point during the school year, and then we also have 2 face-to-face parent-teacher conferences, generally one in October or in the fall, and then one in the springtime as well. So the big question, why I think everybody's here tonight, is to find out about registration, how to get signed up for it. We are not doing any hard copy or paper copy for registration. It is going to be online. When you go to the link that I'll show you here in a moment, we do want you to list your choices, and there'll be a drop-down menu where you can prioritize what your choices are. We typically are able to get people into their first or, like at the very least, their second choice. Very rarely do we have to go to like a third choice or like kind of get in touch with people to figure that out with them. We are almost always able to get you into either that first or second choice. And so once we've got all of our kind of information, then the administrators, we will meet together and look at that and get those sorted. We will notify families no later than May 1st. I always put that as my deadline there. Usually we've got notification out sooner than that, but May 1st is like, you will know by that point. And then again, just that participation in site depend on many factors. We do need to look at special education numbers and IEPs in different sections, as well as making sure that we maintain that 20 students or less per building. And again, we just try our best to get everybody into their first or second choice. So on the website, You'll be able to find this on the North Scott website. Under students and families, if you go to enrollment and registration, down here, this is a separate one, it says 4-year-old preschool registration. And when you click on this, it's going to take you to a form, and this is going to be the information that we need, as well as your choices for preferred first, second, and third right there. So again, I'll kind of go back to that one. Under students and families, enrollment and registration, and then we want to make sure that we are using this 4-year-old preschool registration link here. Again, if you've got an older sibling, or if you've got somebody maybe going to like kindergarten or something like that, you probably have used this one up here. This one does not work for preschool because we need to know where people are going for sites. So don't use that. Make sure you're clicking on 4-year-old preschool program. And then as you're going through, if you have any questions, this is going to be my contact information right here. And I'm always happy to answer questions and take phone calls, or you can email me, and I can kind of walk through and answer questions as that goes. That link that I just showed you is active now. I will share it out as well. It's on our website. We'll put it up on Facebook as well too. But that will be where you want to go to start signing up there. And then again, if you go to our website, you'll find more information just on early childhood education. That's going to be our preschool program, where those sites are, and just some other information that we covered here tonight. And that's about it. So I'm going to hang out here. I know all of our teachers will be around as well. Eldridge Preschool's over in that corner. We've got Children's Choice back there. If you've got specific questions, we're happy to answer those ones. Again, feel free to take my contact information and let me know what questions you guys have as well. I'll hang out over here for any specific ones. And thank you again for coming out. I do appreciate it, and I'm excited to get our preschool students started for next year.